Sometimes, in the stillness of an ordinary moment, you might find your thoughts drifting. You wonder where God is. You question why prayers seem to vanish unanswered, why certain doors remain closed, why the journey feels so uncertain. Perhaps you've asked yourself if God is even there, if He hears you, if He's still working in your life. The truth is, He is. Even when you can't see it, God is working, silently and steadfastly, shaping your life with love and purpose. Life has a way of moving in cycles, seasons of joy and abundance, but also times of struggle and silence. There are days when everything aligns and life flows easily, when blessing is obvious and gratitude is simple. But then come the days of unanswered questions, disappointment, and loss, when doubt whispers that you are forgotten or alone. In these moments, hope can feel distant. Yet it is precisely in the quiet, hidden times that God's presence is most deeply at work. When we cannot see, He is orchestrating events, nurturing growth, and preparing us for something greater. The seeds of faith are often sown in the soil of uncertainty, watered by trust and the courage to keep walking when we don't know the way. Throughout history, countless people have felt abandoned or overlooked, only to discover later that their journey was being guided with care. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers and sold into slavery. From the shadow of a pie and the confines of a prison cell, he could not have imagined the plan unfolding for his life. But God was with him every step, shaping his character, placing him in just the right positions, preparing him for a purpose far beyond his circumstance. It is only with the advantage of hindsight that we can see how suffering and waiting were as much a part of his story as the celebrations that would one day come. On days when you feel adrift, when answers are scarce and direction is unclear, hear this. God's love is patient and persistent. He does not abandon his children. Often, his greatest work is done in silence, below the surface, rooting and fortifying you in ways you cannot yet appreciate. Like a seed buried in darkness before it breaks through the soil, your life may be in a season of quiet preparation. There are many reasons why God works in unseen ways. Sometimes He is protecting you from something or someone that is not meant for your good. Sometimes He is nurturing other people's journeys in ways that will intertwine with yours in perfect timing. Often He is shaping your heart, building strength and resilience, teaching you to trust Him beyond what your eyes can see. In moments of hardship, it's tempting to think that a lack of visible change means inactivity. But consider the ways in which love grows. Most of the time, love is not dramatic or loud. It is a quiet presence, a faithful holding on, a daily choosing. God's love operates much the same way. He works within the ordinary faithful, in the small and the simple. Look for God's presence not just in the miraculous, but in the everyday details. The friend who calls at just the right time, the resilience to get through another day, the beauty of a sunset, the comfort of memory. These are not accidents. They are reminders that God is with you, whispering hope into every circumstance. Trust, then, is the invitation. Trust that you are being held even in the darkness. Trust that every detour and disappointment is part of a story greater than you can comprehend. Trust that, from God's perspective, there are no wasted days, no missteps too great, no pain too deep. God is the master of redemption, weaving every thread, light and dark, into something valuable and beautiful. But what does it mean to trust God when you cannot see Him at work? It means choosing faith over fear, even when fear feels more certain. It means allowing hope to live quietly in your heart, despite evidence to the contrary. It means opening your hands and surrendering your expectations, believing that God will meet you in ways you may not recognize. Let's remember the wisdom of those who have walked before us. Consider the Psalms of David crying out in anguish. How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? David's honesty in pain did not separate him from God, but drew him closer. Despite his fears, he returned again and again to faith. But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. His life, marked by both triumph and trial, testifies to a God who is present in all things. God works through people too. Sometimes His answer to your prayers comes through the kindness of a stranger, a word of encouragement, an opportunity that seems at first insignificant. At other times, the answer is simply the peace that arrives when you surrender your worry. These are signs of a living, active God who meets you in the details. There may be days, even weeks or months, when you see no progress, when situations seem stuck or prayers go unanswered. Do not let this discourage you. The most profound works often occur below the surface, where roots are formed and characters are built. Your heart, shaped by waiting, grows in empathy, compassion, and resilience. You become someone who, in turn, can offer hope to others. God's timing is not our own. We may want immediate answers, quick resolutions, and clear paths. But God values the journey as much as the destination. In the waiting, we learn patience. In the uncertainty, we learn trust. When things finally become clear, we look back and recognize that every season had its role to play in making us who we are meant to be. Take comfort in the ordinary blessings, the food on your table, the laugh of a loved one, the warmth of the sun on your face. These too are reminders of God's provision and care. Even in times of hardship, you are never left alone. You are carried, sustained, and held by one who knows your story from beginning to end. If you find yourself in a season of darkness, consider this. The night sky, though vast and unending, is scattered with stars. Sometimes it takes darkness to see the light that was always there. Your struggles do not define you, nor do they determine your future. God is able to take what is broken and make it whole, to bring purpose from pain, beauty from ashes. You may be wrestling with disappointment right now, an unanswered prayer, a dream deferred. Entrust these to God, knowing that your story is not over. Life is full of chapters, some brighter than others, but each one essential. Your current place is not your final destination. Sometimes it is in looking back that we notice God's fingerprints most clearly. The job we didn't get, the relationship that ended, the move we resisted, these may have protected us in ways we only realize with time. What once felt like a failure can, in hindsight, reveal itself as a step toward growth or an open door to something new. Even as you walk forward with unanswered questions, you can choose to cultivate gratitude. Thankfulness does not require everything to make sense. It is simply an acknowledgement of goodness, however small, and an affirmation that God is near. As you focus on gratitude, you will notice more and more the subtle ways in which grace appears. Remember too that you are not alone. Others have journeyed through doubt and disappointment and have found their faith strengthened, not diminished. Share your story, listen to the experiences of others, and find encouragement in community. God often speaks through shared stories, reminding us that our struggles are not unique and our hope is not in vain. Be patient with yourself as you grow. Faith is not a static thing. It evolves, sometimes trembling, but always reaching. On the days when your faith falters, lean into God's faithfulness. He is not waiting for you to be perfect. He is simply inviting you to walk with Him, step by step, trusting that the path will become clear in time. If you are praying for an answer, don't give up. Sometimes the answer comes in a way you never expected. Sometimes it comes slowly, over months or years. And sometimes it is an answer that, while difficult to accept, brings you closer to the heart of God. Keep your heart open to possibility. Stay alert to the gentle nudge, the quiet whisper, the small doors that open unexpectedly. God does not forsake those who trust in Him. Every tear, every sigh, every moment of confusion is seen and cherished. If you are weary, rest. If you are waiting, wait with hope. If you are lost, remember, it is okay not to know the way. The one who leads you knows. In every circumstance, God's love endures. His patience is everlasting. His purposes are always for your good. Right now, right where you are, whether you feel His presence or not, God is at work. He is nearer than you realize, more loving than you can imagine, more patient than you expect. Though the path may wind and the journey may lag, you are being led. One day you will look back and see how even the setbacks and struggles were woven for your growth and blessing. So take heart and remain true. Keep believing. Even in the silence, even in the shadows, God is working in your life. And one day when the dawn breaks and you see the tapestry He has woven, you'll know that not a single moment was wasted. You were and always will be in the care of a loving God whose work in your life continues, whether you can see it or not.